everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope today has been treating you well. In today's video I am going to be doing a full face of makeup that I can't remember what I think of. Literally any of these products, I can't remember what I think of them. It's been so long since I've used them and I need to figure out if these products are staying in my collection or if I am adding them to the big declutter that I just recently did. If you haven't seen those videos, I will leave that playlist linked up above. We did a whole declutter series. I went through every single product that I own, literally every single product that I own, and I decluttered so much. So these products are ones that when I was filming that, I was writing them down on my phone. I was like, I can't remember what I think of the Lottie London powder. I can't remember what I think of the MUA Pro Base foundation. So I'm trying all of these products out, not for the first time, just trying them out, seeing what I think of them and possibly decluttering some of them. So that's what we're doing today. If you like the sound of that, give this one a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe down below. I post at least 3 times a week on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday, but it's always more often than that because I get overexcited about makeup. So let's start by clipping the hair out of my face so that I don't get foundation and such in my hair that I've just finished curling. So let's do that, and then primer. I've had this for a while and I could not tell you what I think of it. It's the Beauty Bay Glow Filter. I have this in the lightest shade, which is BB 101. Glow filter, wear alone for glowing skin or under makeup as a dewy base. I mean, it sounds like, oh, there we go. It sounds like the kind of product that I should enjoy. So let's get a couple of pumps of that out on my hand and let's just apply. I do usually like a sort of hydrating primer, more like a hydrating step rather than a priming makeup sort of a step. But I'm just gonna get my hair completely out of the way and let's rub this in. Okay, so that's just the glow filter on. It feels ever so slightly tacky, like just the tiniest little bit tacky. I feel like it looks nice. It's not knocking my socks off. It's not bad though. Like in terms of glowy primers, it's fine. I would say I probably prefer this packaging over like the e.l.f. Halo Glow Wand, which I just absolutely hate. The wand, I hate the sound that it makes as it goes back into the tube. I really don't like that product. So this can stay. Beauty Bay Glow Filter can stay. Let's see what I think of this one. I know I don't like the packaging. This is the MUA Pro Base Long Wear Matte Finish Foundation, and I feel like a matte finish foundation over a glowy, dewy, nice looking, hydrated primer should work out well. Do you see my logic? So it just says that this is full coverage, long wear formula with a matte finish, blends easily for a shine control that lasts all day. And I have this in 104. The reason I don't like the packaging for this is that instead of, you know, pump or even a doe foot, like I could get on board with a doe foot, this literally has a paddle. Like just a little plastic paddle. And I get that that is for MUAs, you know, makeup artists, and this is very sanitary, but I am not that. I'm only ever going to be using this product on my own face with my own germs, so let's just see. I've got a really tiny amount on there, so I don't want too much coverage. And I do have a makeup sponge pre-dampened, so I'm just going to apply like a very small amount of that. I think the colour is decent. I mean, it should be. Like, I picked this up in store. I remember going into Superdrug and picking this up, so like I should get the colour right. Let's see how this can sheer out because I really don't want a lot of coverage. Okay, so I feel like in my mirror that is about arm's length away from my face, I feel like this looks nice. I like that I managed to sort of sheer that out a lot with the sponge. I do like how this looks in the mirror that's far away, but let me just get a little mirror and see how this looks close up. It's perhaps a little bit heavy looking, despite the fact that I didn't apply a lot and it's a very sheer wash of something. I feel like in some areas, and my face was very, very well hydrated, and I used that hydrating grippy primer, glowy primer. I do feel like in areas it's looking a little bit dry and heavy. So I think I can confidently get rid of this one. Honestly, I have so many foundations. I have so many matte foundations that I prefer over this one, even just, you know, applying a light little layer. So I can get rid of that one. I'm happy with that choice. So then we have got the Natural Collection concealer. It's not that long since I tested all of this new Natural Collection makeup. I just can't remember what I think of this one. This is in 1W. So I'm just going to apply a little bit around my eyes. My skin is in a real great place at the minute. Like, I get to brag because my skin has been so bad for so long, so I don't feel like I need to add concealer anywhere else. I just want to get rid of the eye bags. So just using that same sponge to tap that in. Yeah, and again, I feel like that looks really nice. It's not the most coverage. It is, obviously, it's Natural Collection, so it's gonna give you that like natural coverage. I feel like you can still see, like right on the inner corner, you can still see a little bit of the blue undertone. I will just see, the science, I will just see if you can layer this up at all. Let's take a brush. Can anybody tell me where my concealer brush is? Here it is. And I'll tap this in with the brush just to see if we can get any more coverage, because even though I like a light coverage on the skin, like on the rest of the face, I do want those dark circles to just not be quite as dark if I can at all. So let's see if this is looking okay with that second layer. Again, I'm going to get my mirror real close. Yeah, I feel like that layered nicely. It's not going chunky or funky, which of course is fantastic. Yeah, I like that. So I don't have any brow products that I'm like, don't know what to think of you. So I'm gonna go off and do my brows, and then we can get onto the base products, like the colour base products, because I'm very interested to see how some of these are going to work. So I will go off and do my brows, and I will be right back when I've got some brows on my head. Okay, so brows are on. I did also just put a little bit of a lip balm on. I absolutely know that I love this lip balm. It's the P. Louise Balmy For You lip balm. This is in Rich, and then a naughty word that rhymes with rich. So I'm not going to say it out loud. I just wanted a little something on before I get into the lip products in a little minute. So for bronzer, I feel like this should absolutely be a bronzer that is like a staple for me, and I haven't used this in, I probably haven't used this in about a year. So should I be using this on my face? Probably not. Do I recommend that you use a liquid bronzer on your face that you haven't used in over a year and you have had open that long? No, don't do it. Am I gonna do it? Absolutely. Do as I say, not as I do. So this is the Revolution Super Dewy Liquid Bronze, and this is in Fair to Light. I think they have 3 shades, and also this isn't dewy. It's a very, very matte finish. I actually have one of the blushes in my project pan, my Project 10 uses at the minute in Fake the Flush, and it's just beautiful. If you haven't seen my project pan at the minute, then definitely head over there, because there are some, I'm making some real good progress, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I know that these are like the same formula and they're not dewy, so they are just like a regular liquid bronzer or blush finish. I suppose I would say that they are like a satin finish, not dewy, not matte, just like a natural sort of satin sort of a finish. So I've just got that much product out, and I'm thinking that that will probably be around about enough. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Again, get my hair out of the way and let's see how this will blend in. Like, it's not dewy, it's just not. I feel like that's blending in really, really nicely. Again, I don't love the packaging. Like, packaging will make or break a product for me. Like, if the packaging is convenient and hygienic and easy to use and all of those things, then I am more likely to reach for a product, even if I don't love it as much as the actual like liquid inside, which I know is so backwards, but the packaging just makes a really big difference to the ease of use for a product. And I feel like, you know, this, I have to squeeze it out, I have to put it onto the back of my hand, I have to use a brush, I can't use, I suppose you could use a sponge. Like, I'm not going to use a sponge for a liquid product like this. I like the colour. I would maybe prefer it to be a little bit more pigmented and also a little bit glowier. I mean, it's nice, it's a nice colour. It is buildable, but like, I did just have to go in and get a little bit more out of the tube. What do I think of this? Do I like it enough to keep it? No. I'm not sure. I feel like, here's what my thoughts are. If I say that I would like to change one thing about a product, like I'd like to change the packaging, but I love everything else, then I can get over that. But if I feel like I have to change two things, for example, this one where I would like to change the packaging and I would also like it to be a little bit glowy, for me, I have other liquid bronzers that I either like the packaging or I like the finish, like the glowier finish, so I just feel like this product isn't for me, so I'm decluttering. I like it, I like the colour, I like the way that that's blending out. It's just, you know, there's two things that I wish that I could change about it, so I'm gonna get rid. Honestly, just because I have others that I'm like, I love the packaging and I love the finish of, more convenient, and I'm always going to reach for them over this one. So, declutter. I'm going to declutter. Then for blush, again, I've only ever used this one time, the first time that I tested it. This is the PS Blush Trio. I've only tried, so it's a cream, a matte and a shimmer. I've only ever used the cream one. I've never used the matte one. I already feel like I'm going to be quite happy decluttering this because the pans are quite small. I feel like the powders are going to get into the cream like as I'm using them. I think the cream was fine. I can't remember. Like, it hasn't left that much of a lasting impression on me where I feel like I can happily say that I liked the cream. But also I just, honestly, I can't remember. So I'm just taking some of that matte blush, which again is a nice colour. I feel like the packaging is quite inconvenient, and I do feel like the shimmer, I think I used the shimmer on my eyes when I first tested this, and it was very much like a glittery eyeshadow. Not the sort of product that I would use on my cheeks. have other blushes in my collection. Like, this is a perfectly fine matte blush. Perfectly fine. I'm not arguing with that. But I have just pans that are matte blushes that are in this hot pink shade. I also have blushes in pans that are a shimmery hot pink shade, and I also have pans that are cream blushes in this hot pink shade. I don't need them all in one. It's fine. It's not the best cream blush liquid powder. It's not the best powder blush that I've ever used, so it's not bad. If you have this and you love this, then I'm happy for you, but it's not the greatest that I have ever tried. It looks nice on the skin. Again, I don't really like a matte blush, so there is that. Then I have got a powder highlight. Again, I think I have only tried this one time. Thoughts are not currently joining me on what I think of this. So this is the BH Cosmetics Sun Flex Powder Highlight, and this is in Bel Air. I mean, you can still see 100% of the pattern on that. And again, I can't remember what I think of it. The shade looks nice. I don't mind the packaging. Let's see if I try and like angle. I think I like this. That was quick. Yeah, I think I like this. Yeah, I got way too much on my brush there. Let me just wipe that off on a bit of tissue and try and blend this in a little bit. That is intense. Why don't I remember that? That's really pretty. I feel like that has saved me. I mean, I often feel like a highlight saves the day for me because it adds that glow and it adds that life back into the skin that I just feel like I am always looking for. I desperately need to put some oil in my hair, like it is everywhere. But yeah, I really like that. I really like that. I am just going to tap over with that blush brush just to blend that in a touch. Yeah, I am not mad at that. You can stay. I like that a lot. Then for the eyes, again, I know I've only tested this recently, but I just want to try this in a different way. I know that I don't really love the shimmers in this. This is the Technic Be Fearless Remastered Pressed Pigment Palette. I'm going to try and just do a completely matte, obviously very simple, obviously very quick and very simple sort of a look. I think I might just do something, I might try and use that green shimmer. Do you remember like 30 seconds ago when I said I'm just going to do a matte eye look? I quickly snapped myself out of that one, didn't I? I'm going to do I want an eye primer? Yes. I think when I first tested this, I didn't use an eye primer, so maybe that's what I need. I'm just going to tap a little bit of the Beauty Bay eye base over the eyes, and let's see how these work over a eyeshadow primer. Maybe that's just what I needed all along. So I'm going to take this shade on the top row, which is a matte, and like I say, I know that the mattes in this eyeshadow palette are lovely. Like, I really like the mattes. I can't say that I have used the shimmers since the first time I tested this palette, because I think I used like this shimmer, which I thought was going to be like that Fenty shade that loads of people have tried to dupe, like the Lottie London and collection. They've got dupes for it. I thought it was going to be like a toppery sort of a thing. It just didn't really do anything at all. And I can't remember what other shimmers I tried to use, but I remember using the shimmers and being like, oh, is that it? And indeed that was it. So I will see how this goes. I'm just adding this into the crease. Then I'm going in with a smaller fluffy brush and I'll dip into the next one along, slightly darker, and I'll just keep that on the lid. See, these are so pigmented, but like really easy to blend, really easy to use, the mattes. Can I keep a whole palette just for matte shades? Oh, I don't know. Like, that's just the 2 shades, honestly, with like about 30 seconds of blending, which we all know is the amount that I do. So I'm gonna try this green shimmer on the bottom because I love a green. Could work. I'm going to put this on like the outer half of the lid. Just doesn't really do anything for me. Like, it's not reflective enough where I feel like, yeah, it's adding a nice shimmer. It's like, yeah, there's green there. Oh, is it shimmery? Couldn't tell. Like, I just, the shimmers are not as good. The shimmers are not as good as the mattes. Can I keep a whole eyeshadow palette just for these matte shades? Because they are really good. But also I feel like I have these warm tones in a lot of different palettes. Let me see if I can build this up, like literally at all. I just feel very underwhelmed by these shimmers. Let me zoom you in because honestly, I think, can you see? Like, yeah, there's a green there. Would you say that that's a shimmer? Like, it's catching the light ever so slightly. But like, do I keep a whole palette just for what could potentially be this colour? I don't think so. So I'm gonna declutter it. It's so new, but like, I have these shades in so many different palettes. I don't need this. I'm gonna declutter it. That hurts me because it is so new. And I will say the other Technic products from that range, some of them absolute 10 out of 10. So I'm gonna finish just on the like inner bit of my eye. I'm just gonna put a little bit of the highlight, just a little bit of that BH Cosmetics one, just to add something. Just to add something that looks nice. And of course, you know that adding a bright inner corner highlight is going to make any look feel right to me. So I've like properly packed that on the inner corner there. And yeah, that will do. For eyeliner, I mean, this is the point of the video. Do I need to say it for every single product? I can't remember what I think of this. It's the Physicians Formula Eye Booster Waterproof Ultrafine Liquid Eyeliner. Blackest black. Can you tell me what I thought of this when I first tried this? Because I can't. I mean, I could go back and watch that video, but I'm not going to do that for every product that I can't remember what I think of. So let's see. I do remember it having a brush tip that I liked. So let's just see how we get on with this. Yeah. What was my problem with this eyeliner? I feel like that was very easy to use. It's very black. It was very easy to draw on, but also it's dried down. Did this smudge like throughout the day? I can't remember. But using it now, I'm happy with how that looks. I mean, I'm keeping that based on how that's looking at the minute. Absolutely keeping that. Then for mascara, I've got 2 that I want to like do one on one side and one on the other. This is the Another Level Volume Mascara, and the Ultimate Lasting Curl Mascara. Both of these are from 17. Both of them are black mascaras. I don't need two mascaras from the same brand, so I am going to, like I said, do one on one side, one on the other, and get rid of whichever one I don't like the most, or I dislike the most. You know what I mean. So let me go off and do my mascara, and then we can decide together which one I want to keep. Okay, so that is 2 coats of both of those mascaras. I definitely have a favourite. Definitely have quite a clear favourite, but that was Another Level Volume Mascara on this side and the Ultimate Lasting Curl Mascara on this side. I definitely prefer this side, the Another Level Volume Mascara. That has built up a lot more. The brush was easier to use. The effect on the lashes built up a lot easier. Like I said, this is 2 coats on both sides, and I feel like you can see the lashes so much more on this side. This side is looking a little bit like clumpy, but in a very sort of sparse looking way. Not quite sure how I've managed that. I've also managed to get so much more mascara on my eyelid and also under my eyes that I've already cleaned up. Little cotton pad was just scrubbing all of the bits off there. The wand made that quite hard to use, so I'm going to get rid of the Ultimate Lasting Curl Mascara, and I'm going to keep the Another Level Volume Mascara. Very, very happy with that. Then I'm just going to take some tissue and wipe that lip balm off, and we can get into a lip liner and a gloss. And again, can't remember what I think of. This is the Profusion lip liner in Blushing Rose. I like that this is a mechanical pencil. I do generally prefer a mechanical because then I don't have to try and find my pencil sharpener. Although I have recently just bought the e.l.f. one. e.l.f. little pencil sharpener. I need to get another one, so I've got one for eyeliners and one for lip liners, because otherwise I'm just asking for an eye infection, aren't I? So what a tangent I just went off on then. Let me try this lip liner. Okay, I think that's a little bit of a strange colour, but also it's quite dry. That's almost like I can feel it tugging and like dragging across my lips. Like my lips feel really tight now. Like there's no creaminess to it to like glide over the lips. It feels very dry and tight. So, and I also don't really think much of the colour. It's almost like it's a little bit too bright. Needs a little hint more brown in there to like neutralise it a little bit, because that looks very sort of corally, but in a bit of a weird way. Then I'm happy to get rid of that lip liner. That does not need to stay. Then I'm going to try this lip gloss. But again, do not know. I was sent this. Everything else I purchased, but I was sent this. This is the MUA Glazed Tinted Lip Gloss. I think this just came in one shade, Nude Tinted Lip Gloss. Did this have a scent? Yeah, not a big fan of the scent. It's got that dry vanilla-y scent that I don't love. I like the way that that looks. I have other glosses that I prefer over this one. I have other glosses that I much prefer over this one, so get rid of that one as well. And then all I've got left to try here is the Lottie London Ready, Set, Go Pressed Setting Powder. I don't feel like I need to set this. Just so that we're all aware, I actually think that this is looking fine considering I didn't think much of the foundation, but I'm going to take a little triangle puff and I'm going to dip into the product, get a bit of product on there, then I'm going to stamp it off a little bit on the back of my hand. That's looking quite white. Can you see that? True translucent. I can see that. Like, I'm not going insane, am I? Can you see that that is like white under my eyes compared to nothing at that side? And granted, my lighting setup is not the best. I've got a big window at this side and artificial light at this side, so it's not completely equal. I don't think I like that. I am going to even myself up. I have other videos that I want to film today, of course I do. But I don't think it makes the cut, honestly, because I have powders that I have. I have powders that I have. English, language, yeah, I do know it. I have powders that I use to brighten, that are an actual skin tone, not just white. I feel like I look even more ghostly than usual. I'm gonna have to do something. There goes my sleeve. I'm gonna have to do something to fix this before I film my next video. That looks so bad. I need to fix that now. Do we think I maybe just need to use a brush? Is a puff the wrong way to apply this? It doesn't say anything about absolutely under no conditions use a puff. No, I feel like that's still very white, even just using a small amount on a brush. So I don't like that powder. Can happily get rid of that powder as well. So that is everything. That gloss is so sticky. It's got something stuck in it. Of course it's a cat hair. Of course it's a cat hair. So that is everything. I feel like I am happy with the progress that I have made there. Like, the pile on this side that I'm getting rid of is bigger than the pile that I'm keeping. And I am happy with that. So, I mean, I could probably do another one of these. I could probably do another version of this. I did one before I moved into this room, and this is like part 2. If you want to see a part 3 of like testing makeup products that I have forgotten that I own, then let me know. I could probably do a part 3. Like, as I was going through digging these products out, I was like, oh, I also can't remember what I think of that. So if you want to see a part 3, you can request that down below and I will be sure to do it. That is something that you are interested in. If you've made it to the very end of this video, please give it a big thumbs up. That really does help me out ever so much. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.